The race for the top four is heating up nicely in the Premier League. The title race is being decided between Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. But the top four is being decided between another three teams. And that is Aston Villa, my beloved Tottenham Hotspur and also Manchester United. So today, forget the title race. It's all about the top four and who will finish in that place and win the overall battle. But before we get into this one, if you are new to Sonny Talk Spurs, why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so I let you know when I've gone live. And also you can become a member in the link in the description down below. More info about that down there. But let's get into the overall discussion. So before we look ahead to the rest of the season, let's just review how pivotal the weekend's results were for these teams competing for the top four, because Aston Villa ran out 3-2 winners in dramatic fashion against Luton. You know, they were 2-0 up, brought it back to 2-2, Luton did, and then Villa scored in the last minute to win it. Tottenham, my team, obviously turned the game around in the end and win 3-1 against Crystal Palace. And Manchester United failed to beat Manchester City away from home. And if I bring up the Premier League table now, you look and see Villa on 55 points in 4th place. 5 points below them are Tottenham on 50, you know, with a game in hand against Chelsea. And then in 6th place, we have Manchester United on 44 points. You know, there's West Ham and Newcastle and Brighton just below, but they're not going to get in the top four, so there's no point talking about those teams, whereas Manchester United have still got a chance. And I just want to say, before we go any further, you may be wondering, why am I wearing a Benfica shirt when I'm talking about Tottenham and the top four race? I just wanted to show it off, really. Got it in Lisbon while I was away on holiday. But enough about that. Let's talk about this top four race, because it is very interesting and there's still a lot to play. And I wanted to do this video because I've done a lot of can Tottenham finish in the top four, but I've not really discussed the rivals who we are now competing with. And now it's become more apparent who is in the race. It's now time to discuss it, especially with Aston Villa playing Tottenham next weekend. So we might as well start with Aston Villa, as they are the current 4th place team. And we look at their stats on the Premier League table. 27 games played, 17 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, 59 goals for, 37 goals against, 22 goal difference, 55 points. And a key consideration for Aston Villa, and they are competing in the Europa Conference League. Emery will be taking that very seriously. I think the first leg is this week against Ajax. In Ajax, I know mugs, especially even if in their current situation they're having a tricky season with Jordan Henderson. But, you know, Villa will want to win that. They'll want to really go far in that competition. Unai Emery loves a European trophy. But looking at their fixtures list, with those 2 ties, along with, you know, they could go further in that competition. They obviously play us, West Ham, Wolves, Manchester City, Brentford, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Brighton, Liverpool and Palace. You know, they're not easy games. They are not easy games for the running. Aston Villa obviously have an amazing home record, so they'll be hoping that that can get them over the line as well. They're probably now the firm favourites, you know. Tottenham, myself, my club, dropping key points recently against Everton, Wolves at home. You know, Villa seem to be finding a way to win these key games. So Villa are the favourites right now. But, you know, you look at that 5-point lead, us with a game in hand. I know it's against Chelsea. There is still time to overcome that and to pass. And we'll look to Tottenham now. 26 matches played. As I say, we've got a game in hand. 15 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses, goals for 55, goals against 39, and a 16 goal difference. So not too dissimilar to Aston Villa, and we currently sit on 50 points. But a key thing for Tottenham is this is the only thing we're focusing on now. We're out of all the trophies, FA Cup, we're no longer involved in, and we're not in Europe. And you look at our fixtures, and again, there are some tricky ones in here. Villa next week, Fulham, Luton, West Ham, Forest, Newcastle, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Burnley, Sheffield United, and obviously Chelsea as well to be rearranged because that was postponed. And I'll be honest, I was quite confident Tottenham could finish in the top 4 the last couple of months. But now I'm somewhat worried. You know, this is a tricky fixture schedule. You've got to look at these teams. Villa, as I keep mentioning, competing for top 4. Fulham, practically got nothing to play for. Luton, want to get out of the relegation scrap. West Ham could finish in European places. Forest, relegation. Newcastle, European. City, Arsenal and Liverpool in a title race. And then Burnley and Sheffield United pretty much probably will be down by the time we play them. So it's a tricky fixture schedule. So it's hard to judge where Tottenham will finish in and amongst that. And finishing off now with Manchester United. Manchester United, if I bring up the Premier League table yet again, 27 matches played, 14 wins, 2 draws, 11 losses, 37 goals for, 39 against, and a -2 goal difference, leaving them on 44 points. I watched them against Manchester City. I know they're the best team in the land, but they played absolutely turgid football. I don't think they're anywhere near the top 4. I don't think they're going to be finishing it. I'm surprised I've mentioned them in this video. Just don't think they're good enough, especially after this display. They're in the FA Cup, but they face Liverpool, so they've got that to concentrate on. But when you look at their fixtures as well, Everton, Sheffield, Brentford, Sheffield United has been postponed because they play Liverpool in the FA Cup. Brentford, as I said, Chelsea, Liverpool again, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Burnley, Palace, Arsenal and Brighton. Again, not some easy fixtures for them. So I sort of think that takes them out of the context of this conversation. I don't think Manchester United will be finishing in the top 4. So then that just leaves us with a shootout between Aston Villa and Spurs. And it all comes down to next week, really. If we beat Aston Villa, we get 53 points. They're on 55. And then if we beat Chelsea, we go above them. We'll be on, a couple points clear. Then if Aston Villa beat us, I think that's basically them guaranteed for the top 4. And then what you've got to take into consideration as well is that 5th place could give us Champions League depending on how far the English teams go in Europe. So it's pretty much all up in the air as of that. So, I'd still take 5th if it was a Europa League space. I think that would be a great success for Spurs this season. But I think it all comes down to that key game next weekend. At the moment, we're still in it. After that, we might be out of it. But as I say, I feel like that will be the turn of the tape when it comes to that fixture. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Tottenham can finish in the top 4 this season? And as I said at the top of the video, why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, and hit that notification bell because it'll let you know when I've gone live. And you can also become a member of the channel. Link in the description down for that as well. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments. As I said, what are your predictions for the top 4? Who will get it? Villa, Spurs, or Manchester United? And I'll see you again pretty soon for another upload. Ciao.